Hey guys, my name is Abby Drury. I am a registered nurse and I'm excited to come live with you guys today to just give you a synopsis of everything that you've already heard about so far within this party. So far we've learned a little bit about NRF2 activation, NRF1 activation, and later you're going to learn about what's called NAD activation. So today I'm very excited that we have a guest that came on live with me so she could help me explain this in very simple terms to all of you guys so you could understand what we're talking about when we talk about cellular activation. So today, hi Dr. McKee, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, Abby. How are you?
Awesome. So this is Dr. Shawn McKee. She's a neuroradiologist. She's also married to a gastroenterologist. You can probably see his picture right behind her. She is also an athlete, and you can see lots of medals hanging behind her. And she is very, very passionate about wellness and cellular activation. She has been with our company for almost 8 years, and she has taught me everything I know so far. And so I really, really value her opinion and her expertise in cellular activation. So Dr. McKee, if you could just explain to everyone what we are talking about when we talk about cellular activation.
Awesome, Abby. It'd be my pleasure and honor. I found out about activation about 7.5 years ago when my husband suggested that I go to see an anti-aging doctor because I was tired. Everything was so hard in my mid-40s. I could not figure out why it was so hard all of a sudden, why I was so tired all of a sudden. And if I was that tired at age 45, how in the world was I going to manage age 55 or 65? So I was really, really relieved when she found that, I was low in D3 and low in thyroid and low in, magnesium, things that probably you're low in as well. Most people are in our country are low in D3 and magnesium. So we need to supplement with that. And I did for 6 months. But what really changed my life was when I came back from my 6-month follow-up and she told me about activation. She said, there is something, an herbal blend, all natural, 5 herbs, that I could take that would lower my oxidative stress by almost half in 30 days. I was blown away because I knew what oxidative stress was. My coach called me the oxidizer because I would work out real hard and then I'd go run 18 miles, right? I was oxidizing. Well, sounded good, but it's not really good. If you think about it, if you don't know what oxidative stress is, you do know what rust is, right? You know what happens when you leave a bicycle out in the rain. It rusts. What happens when you put a shiny copper roof or a copper Statue of Liberty and it gets exposed to the air and it will turn green? That's oxidation. And oxidation is terrible, terrible, terrible for our cells. You need a little bit just to, keep you healthy, but too much, it overruns your body's ability to deal with it. You get damage to your tissues, your proteins, your fats, and even your DNA and your mitochondria. So when you take a direct antioxidant, it neutralizes one free radical. Well, that's not going to do anything in this millions, septillions of free radicals that are causing oxidative stress. The better way is to activate your own God-given enzymes, and they can just knock out that oxidative stress just like they did when you were 5 or 6 or 8, right? You sprain your ankle one day, you're better the next day, right? But now if you sprain your ankle, it's going to be a week or two because you're not making the good guys. Well, if you take this herbal blend, it turns on those good guys that are going to reduce that oxidative stress back to the level of a healthy child. And that is awesome. The second pathway that we're going to talk about briefly is the NRF1 pathway, because remember I said those mitochondria are damaged by oxidation, by those free radicals. When they get damaged to a certain point, they die off, right? And a brain cell that has maybe 10,000 mitochondria, but back when it was working at your peak under 18 as a teenager, your brain was really, really doing great, right? But now, after years and years and decades of oxidative damage, you may have only 5,000 mitochondria in that same brain cell, and you're expecting it to work just as hard, and that's not going to happen. Same with your heart cells. A heart cell may have 1,000 to 5,000 mitochondria. Over time, with oxidative damage, they may only be half, 2,500, 500. That's not good. No wonder we get tired as we get older. Well, there's a pathway called NRF1 that stands for Nuclear Respiratory Factor 1. That's the master regulator of mitochondrial biogenesis. And so when you activate that, your body can make new healthy mitochondria, and it can repair the damage to the old mitochondria. So you can reduce the oxidative stress damage to future mitochondria, and you can get new healthy mitochondria and fix the damage to those. So that's the second pathway, NRF1. The third pathway is one I'm so excited about, because as we get older, we lose something called NAD. In fact, NAD is so vitally important that if you run out of it, you're dead within 30 seconds. It's important for the Krebs cycle, making, all those things that we learned about in high school biology. But what we found that it is 100% necessary for the function of a set of proteins called sirtuins. And they have been described as the closest thing to the fountain of youth that we have. They protect DNA, they shield it from being damaged, they repair DNA, and when they did tests with mice at Harvard, the same professor that says the closest thing to the fountain of youth, the reason is the mice that had high NAD and increased sirtuin activities lived twice as long, ran twice as far, and acted half their age and looked half their age. Now that sounds like a good thing. Sign me up for that. Now you can get higher NAD levels if you restrict your calories, and I'm talking 700-800 calories a day long term. You do that, you're going to raise your NAD levels by 94%, and that's good for your sirtuin proteins, right? But you're going to be angry. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be potentially malnourished. You're going to have gallbladder sludge. It's not going to be good. So LifeVantage has found a way to increase the NAD production and the sirtuin activity by 100%, not 94% and hangry, but by 100% after taking 2 NAD synergizers. And people really, really notice. They feel amazing. The brain works, and it's just a wonderful feeling to be activated. So that is what we're going to learn about more later on in this event. So thank you very much for hosting this important event, Abby.
Absolutely. Guys, that is absolutely remarkable what these products are doing for the body. This is just a way that, wellness is being taken to another level. And instead of being hijacked by all these bad things going on and in our bodies, we're learning how to biohack and actually have healthier cells and live longer. So we actually do have a study that proves